What's going on, Aquarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your 2024 annual yearly predictions reading. So, in this reading, Aquarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the year. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you, and so much more regarding the year 2024. But before we begin this reading, Aquarius, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you, Aquarius, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Aquarius. So without further ado, I am now going to pull the energy for you, and we'll see what's coming your way, Aquarius. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Aquarius. Yes, let's see what we got going on here for you, Aquarius. I'm predicting that many of you, there's going to be a new relationship with a fellow air sign for a lot of you. And this is what Spirit is advising you to do. You know, to start off this reading, first off, Aquarius, in your advice from Spirit, is like, what is the Spirit advising you to do on more of a personal, physical, human level? Well, we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Wands in your advice. And so the first thing is perhaps to attract someone to you that can mentally turn you on. Or there's something about mental stimulation that could lead to physical or just a good harmonious relationship. So I'm going to keep my eye on that, Aquarius, because I do definitely feel like there's a lot of things to do with love that are coming in for you in a very good way. But there's so much more that we need to get into in this reading. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And these oracle cards contain the energy that Spirit wants you to embody for your own highest good and for the highest good of all in 2024. And the first one is the Ram, which represents Aries and power. Okay, so a lot of you definitely tuning into your aggression and, you know, your virility and things like that. But the main message coming through, Aquarius, is because the planet Pluto, which has to do with power, recently shifted out of the sign Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius. Whether you're Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, you're going to feel an extra boost of power that is bestowed upon you in 2024. So if you're an Aquarius sun, your soul is going to feel extra powerful. If you're Aquarius moon, you're going to get an emotional boost. Aquarius rising, your physical body could be of prominent importance. And so this is definitely advice to sink into that and to use that to your benefit with this power card, okay? And there's also a message for some of you of just like, I hear the quote, "I ain't going out like this." You know, for some of you, there could be a wellspring of determination and real fierceness that you need to tap into when it comes to humanity. Like, we ain't going out like this. I'm not going out like this. So definitely some sort of aggression. And even in your personal relationships, you know, there could be a very fiery relationship. And for some of you, it's going to be an Aries. there could be an Aries coming in for you. Not all of you, but it is what I'm sensing. So a lot of power, and I feel like that's because of Pluto, the planet of power, entering into Aquarius. You're going to have a major boost. Okay, but before we get ahead of ourselves, the other energy that you need more of is confidence in reverse, and this is like the peafowl. And on the one hand, this represents confidence and really believing it and strutting your stuff. You know, with Pluto and Aquarius, for example, if you're in Aquarius rising, people are going to break their necks looking at you down the street like, oh, like power is going to be infused into the physical body if you're Aquarius rising. But I feel like with every action in this universe, there is an equal and opposite reaction. There's always a counterbalance. And what I genuinely feel here, and this message might piss a lot of you off, but it's just what I'm getting right now. A lot of you will be experiencing confidence that was not necessarily earned. You see, as Pluto shifts into your sign of Aquarius, you're going to experience, whoa, confidence. And I feel like this is just a message to not overdo it. Yes, you still need to be confident, but if you take it too far, I feel like these are going to be, there's going to be some potential pitfalls here for you. And never underestimate the hidden conservativeness of those around you. Because as Pluto enters into Aquarius, there's going to be a lot of innovation and authenticity and things to do with Aquarius. However, there's also going to be an equal reaction against it. So you may have to be wary of that and be aware that there's always a reaction to the action, and you might have to predict that. Okay? Because when you destroy, you know, the power vacuum is now being destroyed in Capricorn. And entering into Aquarius, you're going to create a void. And people might that void creates confusion. So you're going to be feeling powerful, but you're entering into a void, a time of change. Okay, and whenever we enter into a time of change, people are always going to go back to the conservative Capricorn ways of doing it. So say the right things, make a show of conformity. Meanwhile, let your theories and whatever else you do the radical work is what my suggestion would be. Don't overdo it because you will feel that extra boost. And now you also have the ant, but you also have it in reverse. And the ant in this particular deck has to do with collaboration and teamwork. And so with it in reverse, I feel like this is a potential pitfall of working with the wrong people in 2024 is going to be a very key thing for you to realize here. And in this particular deck, the ant is associated with being a forward thinker, a future planner. And Aquarius has to do with the future. And I feel like some of you could be so focused on the future that you miss the present moment. And so this is also a card to prepare for change of circumstance. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're planning, just be ready, just be on the lookout. And I really feel like this opening oracle message is just more of a message from the universe that there's nothing more dangerous than those who attempt to initiate a new order of things. And with Pluto into Aquarius, there's going to be a new order on the planet. We're entering into uncharted territory. And with you as an Aquarius, you're going to be the leader of this at the forefront, okay? And there's nothing more treacherous. There's nothing more difficult than to initiate a new order of things. And so with confidence in reverse, I feel like many of you have to be, instead of just, oh my God, Pluto's in Aquarius and, you know, the world is mine. Yes, the world is yours, but I would suggest that you must predict the counterbalance, because if you don't, then you're screwed, you know. So predict the counterbalance to your power. There always will be one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. I'm actually surprised. Like, I feel like there's a great opportunity for you to expand your relationships, perhaps because Pluto entering into Aquarius, you have this extra swagger about you. But, you know, we go to your opportunity. Your opportunity this year is the Temperance card. The Temperance card has to do with balancing emotions and also harmony and really tempering down anything, transforming it through grace. And now you see the angel on this card as well. I do feel this is a spirit, because the Temperance card is a major arcana card having to do with the spiritual realm. So your opportunity is absolutely spiritual. Because there's an angel on this card, I get that many of you will have extra spiritual protection in 2024 to initiate whatever it is that you feel called to as we enter into the age of Aquarius, knowing that what you decide to do is very important and not just some random thing. No, it's all part of the collective. But try to be graceful. As we get into this weird vacuum of power and things are shifting, you must remain, you know, under control. we'll have to see. I do also think this has to do with relationships, though, because you see the water being poured into each cup perfectly, and humans are like 90% water or whatever. So I do feel like there's going to be an opportunity for for a real collaboration in a love relationship that's powerful for you. Okay. And I just get a good vibe about relationships. But in your challenge, this is more interesting. We have the Five of Pentacles in your challenge, and the Five of Pentacles has to do with a temporary difficult financial situation, and it also has to do with the idea of people being too preoccupied with the idea of fate that they miss the present moment, and they miss a big opportunity because they're too attached to their destiny. They're not being present enough. So the physical is lacking. Okay, the number 5 also has to do with change. So your biggest challenge for a lot of you, I'm going to predict, is going to be physical or financial. For many of you, I feel like that your ideas or something that you want to bring to the world is going to be a little bit ahead of its time and may not be perceived well, which is why I'm giving you the advice of, say what you need to say on the surface, but, you have to make some sort of show of conformity and then let your theories do the radical work. Because with the Five of Pentacles here, I feel that those who tempt to overthrow the king will probably be hunted down themselves. And this is just a little bit of a word of caution that, yes, we're moving into the age of Aquarius, but Aquarius is still going to go back into Capricorn for a little bit, then it's going to go forward. So just be aware of this, and we're going to have to see why this is your challenge. Could have to do with temporary financial difficulty or change in the physical world. Now, let's go to your overall general energy. I get a lot of things of love going on for you, but I also get this whole idea of the power vacuum being the first thing coming to my attention. In your overall general energy for 2024, you have the Two of Pentacles upright and the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords is to do with an ending, but it has to do with a nasty ending here. Some of you might literally lose your job in 2024, but if you do, it's happening for a higher level to push you into the age of Aquarius. And I also think that for those of you that are tied up in a tricky financial situation, whether it be on borderline poverty or just struggling, there's also going to be someone I'm predicting that's going to show up and be almost like, oh my God, like this is so fated. I'm predicting that many of you will have trouble integrating into the age of Aquarius, and as a result, there could be something coming up financially. But I'm predicting as well, as a result of you having trouble in the physical world or integrating into the age of Aquarius, anything to do with money, work, career, it's going to be made up for in love. So I'm predicting a little bit of a weird year financially for a lot of you, but a great year having to do with love. And what I'm telling you that many of you will be pissed off about is something to do with a job not working out, money not being fast enough. Something is going to lead to love. If you start to work somewhere new, some of you may find love in a workplace, but I'm telling you this is a result of the age of Aquarius, and there's a power vacuum. The Two of Pentacles has to do with everything up in the air. The Ten of Swords has to do with an ending, but one that people may not accept. The Ten of Swords upright, they're dead, it's over, they're done. The Ten of Swords in reverse is like, my son's not dead, he didn't lose. No, your son's dead, ma'am. And so it's like Pluto is not in Capricorn anymore. And so, I don't know, there's just this thing about navigating the void. Like, yes, you do have power, but you have to anticipate the response and that it's going to go back into Capricorn, etc. However, you also have the Lovers here. And in a 2024 worldly predictions reading, I love to see the Lovers here, especially with the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands in your advice. There's definitely a new relationship coming in for you. However, I'm sensing that there's something related with finances with it, perhaps a job ending, or perhaps you realize I need to do something else now that we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Something. We're going to figure it out in a minute. And when it comes to what you don't see coming, I really feel like you're going to have a very good time in 2024. You have the Ace of Cups, the Star, and the Five of Wands. The Ace of Cups is a brand new, positive, overflowing, beneficial emotional experience. The Star is to do with healing and regeneration. It's also to do with you. And I feel like this is just, in what you don't see coming, a joyous rush of extra positive, powerful emotions as we enter into the age of Aquarius. You're just going to be gushing you're just going to be gushing, and you're going to want to do things based on that power of gushing positive emotions that you have not felt before, and you don't know what it's like. So don't tell me I prepared for this, because no one has ever prepared for Pluto in Aquarius, so you don't know what it's going to be like as it ramps up in 2024. And I feel like this is going to be you overflowing with positive emotion and healing, regeneration, because Pluto has to do with stamina and healing as well. So Pluto, you know, let's say you're an Aquarius rising, Pluto shifts into Aquarius. You may have a wound that heals. Let's say that you're Aquarius sun and Pluto moves into Aquarius. You may have a past life memory that gets healed. The moon, your emotional things get healed. Something's getting healed, and it's going to overflow positive emotion. I suspect that it has to do with Pluto moving into Aquarius, and it may really give you this boost of like, whoa, they better be ready for me, you know, because you have this Aries power card, and then you have the Five of Wands having to do with competition, play fighting, training, getting ready, you know, joy in competition and change. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be bursting with positive emotion about the feeling of, I can do this, I can overcome this. However, I also feel like this could have to do with love for a lot of you, you know, like a wish fulfillment in love that's going to push you. I do feel like the love situation coming in for you is not going to be, it is going to be peaceful, but it also will entail an element of undeniable excitement and a little bit of butterflies in your stomach. So I don't know, but it looks like a great year for you. But when it comes to your advice, like I said, Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, King of Swords. So I feel like, I do feel like intuitively another air sign or a fire sign, like if you're an Aquarius listening to this, there could be a fire sign, there could be an air sign coming in for you in love. Spirit's definitely advising you to potentially be with someone who can stimulate you mentally, or be with someone who perhaps has an objective or a little bit of a cold touch, because Aquarius can be sort of cold. I like it. I don't have a problem with that. And so maybe you find your match there. Instead of, I do feel like as many of you as well, hold on. I do feel like many of you as well are going to find someone who's just compatible with you. And I feel like there's this thing coming through about many of you have just been in incompatible relationships where then someone calls you out and you try to change yourself. Meanwhile, you were just not compatible with them. Maybe this is, you're too detached, you're too cold, you're too unemotional. No, you just need to find someone who can appreciate that. And I think in 2024, that's what Spirit is advising you to do. There's definitely something coming through about, don't be so set on what people told you about yourself, like the reflection that you got from someone, and I'm a bad person. Oh my God, no, you maybe just needed the right person. And it's an extra thing to be careful about with this collaboration card in reverse. You know, with this collaboration card in reverse, you know, be careful of the types of people that you're around. I feel like it's going to be key in love, because love is definitely going to be, I'm predicting that love will be a major theme for you in 2024. So that's good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start clarifying this reading, Aquarius, to really make sense of it. So the first card that I want to clarify is, let's start with the hard stuff first. Why is the Five of Pentacles in your challenge? Let's see. You know, it's interesting that the number 5 is also the number of the human, because we have like one head, 2 arms, 2 legs. It's like the starfish. Like the number 5 is like a pattern in the universe of being a human. And I just feel like with the 5 of Pentacles being in your challenge here, it's like integrating the human self with the Aquarian alien thing. It's like, how do I integrate this into human society? How do I take my ideas and really ground them? And that could be a theme here for you, where there also could be something going on for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you there also could be an integration of the masculine and the feminine within yourself, if this does not have to do with, speaking of alien, but you know, speaking of, if this is not to do with another relationship for others of you, Aquarius, I feel like there's going to be an integration between your masculine and your feminine energy, which probably would make you feel more like an alien, which is something I have to go through a lot. And yeah, and so let's go ahead, and this could have to do with your past. Let's see where the Five of Pentacles is here in your challenge. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, the challenge is to let go of a certain type of way of making money. Perhaps you have the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away from something that's pretty good. You know, those cups are still aligned behind this person, but he knows there's this quest. There's something more. So letting go of a potential way of making money that just gets you by type of thing. You also have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords when it comes to your challenge. And the Three of Swords has to do with potential heartbreak, and the Seven of Swords has to do with getting hurt. And so I do feel like there's a message here of you better get out before this really wrecks you. You know, you better get out before this really hits hard. And for others of you, it's about keep dreaming. The Eight of Cups is about I'm still in search of my 9th and my 10th cup no matter what's happening. And so for some of you, whether this is just a difficulty of integrating your great ideas into the physical because it's just too ahead of its time and you're waiting for Pluto and Aquarius to catch up and you're waiting for the muggles to wake up, some of you could have to do with that experience of heartbreak of I was just born at the wrong time. But no, you weren't. You were born for this right now. And all of the past lives and your future self and God himself as this one singular thing before it split in consciousness. Who am I? All these things are available now. Do you understand that there's no point in future that's more real than now? Do you understand that now is the only moment? And at the moment that... I don't know. And then you also have the Six of Wands and the Fool. So I definitely do think there's also this thing about victory and a new beginning. And so just have patience, Aquarius. I don't know. That's interesting. Let's continue. Let's clarify why the Lovers is here to switch up the speed in your overall general energy. Why is the Lovers card here for you? The Lovers card is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and also the Page of Swords, also the Three of Pentacles. I'm telling you, there's something to do with work, or there's something to do with some new physical opportunity, whether it's learning or teaching that leads to love for you. I'm telling you, there's something to do with you meeting someone in an event or at something where people are teaming up. I'm telling you, it's what I sense. Like there's going to be a major issue with career that actually leads to love and commitment for you in some sort of way. That's my prediction. And so when it comes to the Lovers card, you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and also the Page of Swords. So I do feel like you're going to be in something that has a lot of feel-good safety. Like I feel like there's a safe relationship. The only thing that I'm questioning is how serious it's going to get. I feel like the overall energy, the Seven of Pentacles, like you have someone coming in who's a safe bet. You're going to know who it is as a result of some sort of stress around money or career. And the only question is how far are you going to take it? Because there's definitely someone who's meant to be in your life in 2024, whether it's the one that you're going to be with forever as a monogamous human. I don't know. But I don't know. Let's just clarify the Temperance card. Maybe like your opportunities. The Temperance card, I felt like you are spiritually protected, but also something to do with relationships and entering the age of Aquarius gracefully. Because do you want a harsh world or do you want a soft world? If you enter the age of Aquarius and you take out your sword and point it to the Pluto in Capricorn just as deadly as they did to you, we all may be destroyed by a nuke. You need to be smarter than this, please. So let's clarify where the Temperance card is here. You got... Okay, well, the first thing I'm laughing at is you have the King of Swords here. And it's interesting to me, in your opportunity, you have the King of Swords, and in the advice, you have the King of Swords. So for many of you, this is going to be feeling balanced within your own self, perhaps. But for many of you, I feel like there's another air sign man. And if they're not an air sign, if they're not an air in their big three, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini in their big three, potentially, they could have a rising, you know, there's something about intelligence, though. And there's also something about like, this is how we're going to do it. Like we have a plan of action. We're going to go into it strong. You also have the 7 of Wands though. And you also have the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords here. So on the one hand, I do think it's like using your intelligence to destroy the current structure that we have of stability on the planet and to initiate a new order of things. And for a lot of you, you know, like, I don't know what this is about. Now that I'm looking at it with the 5 of Pentacles in there may be something that you have to do for the greater good of society that really messes you up. Because the enlightened person is not the person who plants the seed and eats the fruit of the seed that they plant. The truly enlightened person is someone who plants the seed knowing that the future generations will be able to eat the fruit. And now that I look at it, there could be something that some of you have to do depending on how radical you are, depending on how tapped you are into the culture scape. There could be a little bit of a, you know, we have to sacrifice a pawn. And it's like, if you're honestly being honest in this universe, it's like, yes, you have a physical body, yes, physical death is real, but you're also a pawn. And there are kings and there are queens and there are consciousnesses above and below us that inspire us, that give us these ideas. And sometimes you need to sacrifice yourself. And it doesn't mean you have to die, but it does mean I'm taking a risk on the better half of society. And for some of you, that might mean like doing something that puts your own financial situation at risk, but that you know will actually lead to a better society. I'm not suggesting that to all of you, but I'm just saying that that's the opportunity that I pick up. I just get another good thing. I do get a good stability in love. But on the other hand, I get like mayhem and like this shift into Pluto and Aquarius where things can kind of get heavy. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed it. I sense great things coming in love, weirdness around money, but it may have to do with Pluto entering into Aquarius. And I think that you're going to do just fine. So with that being said, I appreciate you. I love you.